Hello and a very good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. We have got a brilliant show lined up for you. We're super excited about this and we know you guys are too. This masterclass all about sharpening and honing your skills when it comes to mixed media. That's what we're going to be concentrating on over the course of the next couple of hours. And I know you're excited because so many of you tuned into Wake Up Call a little bit earlier on where Craig was previewing, doing some mixed media demos, and the comments that were coming in were amazing. You guys want to see the hints and tips, you guys want to see the demonstrations, and that is what we are going to be bringing to you on this masterclass over the next 2 hours, all about mixed media. We've got some brand new products on the show for you as well, which I know you're going to absolutely love, and we've got one of the absolute best in this situation. In fact, I think the best to take you through the next couple of hours. It is the lovely Jan. This is going to be an amazing show, isn't it?
So excited. It's like you loved the one that we did last time. You have asked for us to come back, so we have come back, and not only have we brought mixed media back, I've got some brand new products for you. So I've got some sparkle, I've got some paints, I've got some gilding polishers. Just wait to see what we can do with those. I'm going to use those in the demos, and honestly, you know, even just if you're a card maker, you can add, can you just see that shine on there from the different products? And then on this one I picked out, we've got some of the texture, the shimmer on that one. So even if you're a card maker, you can still use the products. If you like to dabble in a little bit of mixed media, we've got plenty coming up for you later on.
We certainly have. Tip from the top here, get ahead on the web. You can see all of the goodies that we've got coming up and get your questions in as well. Because what we're going to do, these masterclasses, I love it when we do the Q&A sessions, all right? So we're going to do the demos. We're going to get Jan showing you all the hints and tips and demonstrations. And then while she's doing those, if there's something that you see you don't quite understand, something that Jan's using, you're not quite sure what it is, you can get those questions in, and then we'll take pauses in between the demos and we'll do some Q&As with Jan. How do you get the questions in, I hear you ask? Right here. You get in touch with us on Facebook and on YouTube. Leave those questions and leave it to me to ask Jan as we head right throughout this show. And no questions off limits here. You know, even if you are brand new to mixed media, get in touch and ask that question. Even if you think it's a silly question, there are no silly questions here. Right, let's get straight into this because I know we've got lots to show you over the course of the show. I'll bring you details of all of the goodies in just a bit, but let's get started with some demos. What you're going to be showing us first, Jan?
Oh, we're going to have a play with the chalk paints first, honestly. So, yeah, these are absolutely beautiful. So I've just picked out, we've got several colours on the show, but I've actually got a couple, and they're really nice pastel shades. So we've got, this one is actually wisteria, which is a really pale lilac. And then I've also picked up aqua, again, really pale turquoisey colour. And they finish with that lovely chalky texture, which is sort of, it's quite opaque when you put it over your card. It will work on cardstock, so I'm going to use it on white card for my first demo. It will work on a dark cardstock. It will work on MDF. We're going to do that later in the show if you've got wooden elements. It will colour all sorts of different things. It's a water-based product, and the minute you hear water-based, that means that you can paint with it as well. Okay, so you can actually pop it out onto your mat and you can use it with a paintbrush. And the fact that it's water-based means it cleans up like a dream, so if you do get covered in it, like I'm always covered in some sort of ink, it just washes out beautifully. So they come to you in these gorgeous little pots. So I'm going to use the teal first of all. And they come to you in these little pots, and it has its own applicator in the top. So all I did there was literally just snap it out, just push my thumbs on it, and it lifts it. And you've got the equivalent of your own little sponge applicator. Really so you don't need to worry about keeping something separate for each product. It's already in there. And then when you've finished, it just snaps back in and becomes part of the actual package in there. So just again, both thumbs on there, click it out, and you've got your applicator at the ready.
Brilliant.
When they're new, I do like to just run it under the tap, under a little bit of water, just to get any residue out from that manufacturing process, and then dry it out on a piece of kitchen paper. It just wants to be sort of not even damp, but just sort of moist, for want of a better word. And then it's a screw pot, and inside you've got all this gorgeous goodness.
Look at that.
And it's almost like a mousse in there. It's beautiful. As I say, you can take some out. We're going to do that later on, where I actually take a bit out with my palette knife and use it to paint with. But this time I'm actually going to pop it straight onto my card here. So I've got a piece of plain white smooth card. All right, this is actually our stamping card, but any smooth card you've got out there, it doesn't have to be a specialist card for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip in here, and I'm sort of almost like bringing it across the edge of the pot. Just needs that little bit on there to make sure that you've got some more product on there. Doesn't use loads, and then I'm literally, watched it transform that cardstock. So I'm just smoothing it across here.
Lovely application.
It does, it's really nice and creamy how it goes on, and then you can build up those layers. So I'm just going to go sort of finely for the first one over the top, spin it around, and then bring it to that side as well. And then once I've got a coverage on there, I'm going to spin it round, and I'm going to come back and do like a second layer just to bring that depth of colour. So we've got the colour there, and it is really, it's still a little bit damp at the minute, but there's no shimmer to it when it's dry. It's that proper chalky finish, and it reminds me of all the, you know, the shabby chic upcycling with the furniture and things, Ben.
Yes.
It reminds me of that kind of paint. You can buy chalk paint.
Yep.
And this has just been made in a formulation that you can apply it straight onto your cardstock. So you can pretty much transform a piece of cardstock into any colour you wish. And like I said, we've got several colours on the show for you today.
I know all about chalk paint at the moment because my wife is currently doing exactly what you've just said to lots of furniture that we've got at home. So a lot of chalk paint around my house currently. But yes, we will recap, or not even recap, I've not even shown you yet. We will tell you about all of the different colours that you can get in Just a Mo. The aqua on your screen currently at $5.75 and $9.99.
So just make sure when you're popping it all back together that you know you're not cross-threaded, that your product is actually sealed to keep it nice and usable in there. And then this one, as I say, just literally pops back in its holder and then clicks back into place, and then you're done. So what I'm going to do, I've got my, I've brought my low heat tool today rather than the directional one, and this is quite a gentle one. So you can leave this to dry by itself. It'll sort of take about 5 minutes or so, if that. But just for the purpose of demonstration, I'm just going to give it a little heat to make sure it's all dry.
Excellent.
Heat it on the back as well, and it will help go through there.
What's the cardstock you're using there, Jan?
So this is just a smooth white cardstock.
Okay.
It's our stamping card, which is my go-to card, as you know. But any cardstock, because you're covering it over, it does want to be a smooth finish. I don't think I would use it such as on watercolour card, because that's quite absorbent. You don't want to waste your product. So that's going to be the beginnings of my background. So I'm just going to grab, in an attempt to try and stay tidy, because that's all water-based, it just cleans up nice.
I know this is going to happen for the first maybe 20, 30 minutes,
yeah,
but over time...
then it all goes out the window.
It will, I know it will.
And then what we're going to do, as if those of you that were watching last time I came and brought the mixed media to you, we were talking about making layers. If you didn't manage to catch us last time, that show is still in our archive. You can still go on there and find it. But for those of you that were with me last time, we talked about building up lots of layers with mixed media. And I'm actually going to make this one into a card. I wanted to start the show off by actually saying it doesn't have to be big canvases or big pieces or MDF pieces. You know, you can use this in your card making. So for the first one, we're going to add some bits and pieces to it, but I'm going to put it together at the end as a card itself.
Okay.
So one of the other products, oh gosh, this is absolutely lush. One of the other products that we've got on the show, can you just see, I'm going to get our George to come and have a look at this.
Well, you can already see it, but I can imagine what it's going to look like. Here we go.
Glitter texture paste. Honestly, it is absolutely beautiful. Now this one's called Aurora, and you can see those different colours. It is essentially a clear one, but look at all those colours in there.
It's like a mermaid's tail.
It is, and again we've got lots of different colours of this on the system for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a stencil. And I've got that stencil from our collage sets that we've got on the show today. You've seen me use these. These are a real go-to product for anything like this. Because you've got a mixture of the stamps and the stencil, we can use these in the mixed media. So I just want the stencil out of here. And I want those lovely dot elements for this time being. You can see where I was actually playing with it at home. I'm just going to use my stencil tape to mask off those images underneath there that I don't actually want to get on the card just yet. Okay, and what I want to do is I don't want to cover the whole piece. I'm just going to do an element of it. So we're just going to go for one corner up here. And I'm also just going to do it freehand. If you're not so comfortable with this yet, if you're still sort of new to it and you're practicing, you can stick all this down with some low tack tape. Okay. I'm just going to hold it in place for the time being. I'm going to bring in my sparkle texture paste, just honestly.
Oh, look at that now.
This has got to be one of my favourites, and I just think it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my palette knife, again, part of your mixed media kit. It's just a plastic palette knife. I'm going to take a little bit out, and again, it's a really soft texture. And what I'm going to do is just pull it through that stencil. So line it across the top here, and then just very gently, as if you're buttering your slice of toast in the morning.
To say that.
Yep. Try not to move it, Jan. Does help. Okay, and then just nice and flat. You want something that's got a flat edge on it so that it brings it all to the same level, and then literally just on that corner, and that's all I want to do there. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Did move the stencil a little bit at the bottom there, which is probably why you're better off sticking it down. Now, as far as cleaning these are concerned, if I've got a piece of scrap card, again, you've maybe seen me do this before, just because there is some of the paste left on here, pop it on a piece of scrap card, and this is where it gets messy. We didn't even get 10 minutes in, Ben. Going in with the finger.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Here we go. Someone commented saying, who was it? Melissa saying, you know it's going to be a messy craft session when Jan's got an apron on. That's the truth. That is very true. Very true.
So all I'm doing is just using my finger to take that surplus product off the stencil.
Yeah.
You could just wipe it off, you know, with a wet wipe, but why waste it when you've got such gorgeous product?
That's it.
So the bulk of it now, I'm just pushing through the stencil onto some scrap card, and again, you get that lovely sort of shimmery. You just see there, it's just catching the light there. And this doesn't take very long to dry at all. So that stencil's pretty much cleaned off now. So what I would do then is just, I usually lay it on my my mucky cloth and just give it a quick wipe.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you've got a little box with some water in at the side of you, you can just drop it into the water there.
Perfect. All
right, so that's that bit. I'm going to come back to the stencil in a second and do a little bit more with it. Again, always make sure when you're using any of these products that you pop your lids back on, because you don't want them to dry out inside your pot. So that's that one. And then what I've got out of my stash is I've got a little tiny bit of, we've not got these on the show today, but I've actually got some rice papers. Or again, if you were watching me last time I was here, we were looking at napkins as well. And we actually used in the glue school, I think that was, we looked at sticking paper napkins down. So if you've got napkins, you can do this technique. And what I wanted to do again was just add a little bit of interest down one side here. So what I'm going to do this time is take one of my paintbrushes, and I've got a choice now. If you watch me on Glue School, you'll have heard me talking about the Verniscol, which is a combination of varnish and glue all in one. So this will adhere the product, this to the paper, and it will seal the top of it as a varnish. We've also got on the show some matte glue and seal. All right, so it's matte glue, seal and glaze. So this will do the same job. It's an adhesive in there, but it will also seal it when you go over the top of it. So either or, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
All right, you'll find this one on the website, on our website under the Kalal products. We've actually got this one on the show today. All right, so whichever you prefer, they both do the same job there. So I'm just going to stick with the one that I'd got open. And I want a little bit onto the cardstock where I'm going to put my piece on, and just pop it over the top. You can see that chalk paint's dry already. Then I'm going to lay this piece down, and then I'm going to go gently from the center of that over the top and go from the center to the outside. And what it's going to do is make sure that it's actually sealed onto the cardstock, so it's stuck down, but by going over the top of it, it gives it like a finish as well. Now the glue will dry clear, so you'll not see any of that. You'll just see that little bit of script on there as a, you know, sort of an extra bit.
Yeah.
So that's my next layer, and then I'm just going to pop my brush. I've got some water underneath. I'm just going to prop that into some water. These are all water-based products. So again, if you've got anything that's got glue in it, make sure you wash your brush out straight away. All right, and then in an ideal world, we should wait for this to dry, but we're not in an ideal world, so we're just going to have a go while it's still a little bit damp. So I'm just going to trim with my scissors the edges of that piece without trying to touch the stenciling part that I did. So just to make that edge nice and neat there, just to take that off, and you can see there how far we've got so far.
Perfect.
Okay, so this is going to be the beginnings of my sort of focal point for the card. So what I'm going to do is just swap, literally, I've done exactly the same at home, but I need it all to be dry for the next bit, because we're going to put the stencil back over the top and do a bit more stenciling now. So obviously this is still damp. It will take about 5 to 10 minutes for it to heat. And you can heat it with your heat tool, but I prefer things like this to dry in the open air. So I'm just going to pop that one to one side and swap for the one that I've done exactly the same with at home. So what I want to do now is I want to go back to my stencil, and I'm going to pick up some of these gorgeous dandelion clocks now. We're going to put a couple of those onto the top of there, and I'm going to use the lilac. All right, so we've got the wisteria in the chalk paint, so we're literally going to pounce through this time and put these through the stencil. So this time I'm going to use my, oh, I was going to use, there we go, I've rescued it, and I'm going to cover up this time the dots. I'm going to cover up the pieces that I don't actually want. So I've got, what did I do with, there it is. I'm just going to cover up so that I can just see the element that I want to work with. So I'm going to cover up that piece, and I'm going to cover, just so that you don't get the paint through the area that you don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want this element here. Okay, so same again, pop this out. You can see it's got its applicator in there. Unscrew your lid. And again, you've got that gorgeous moussey texture. I just love the fact that they're all very pastel, sort of shabby chic colours as well in here. So this is the wisteria. And again, I'm just dragging that product out of the pot, and I'm using the edge of the pot to actually wipe it back off in effect, because you don't need a lot of product. Okay? And then I'm going to position this where we want it to go. So I want one up there like so. And this time, I'm just going to pounce through that stencil and push that product through there into the gap on the stencil.
Reminded of all of these mixed media terms. Pouncing is a thing that you need to learn how to do. Just sort of, well, pounce.
Pounce.
But isn't it great, again, though, like as we're seeing, it's such an approachable craft, isn't it, for anybody to get stuck into?
Honestly, it is. And it's just about playing, you know, it's sort of, it's learning about your product, understanding what your product could do. But as I say, anything that's a water-based product lends itself to this process. It doesn't have to be water-based. I mean, you've seen us use our gilding waxes time and time again, and those aren't a water-based product, so they have a role to play in it. But for this particular one, I just wanted to go with these beautiful chalk paints. So again, I'm just going to get a little bit more of that product onto my sponge there. Lay that one, try not to catch the one that I've already done. And I want to go through a second time to make a second image on the front.
I love the fact as well with these, by the way, I'll go through the full range of colours for you in just a little bit, but I love the fact that you get your applicator with these as well. It's such a clever design, and the fact, again, that you're not going to be then scratching your head thinking, oh, how am I going to apply these? You've got one for each and every one of the different colours you go for.
You know, you've got that safe place to keep it as well. So again, seal that pot back up nicely. It's a screw top on there, and then this one just snaps into place, and you've got that there to store on your shelf then. Okay, so that was the wisteria. And again, we can use that piece of scrap and I'm going to use the wipe this time just to push what's left of that ink back through that stencil. A, it cleans up the stencil, and B, you've got an extra sort of little piece there just if you want to start creating another background with it. Okie doke, so we'll just get rid of that stencil tape. It's done its job now off there, so that I don't get covered in it.
Our little sandbox on YouTube is just saying, this is already looking stunning. You could stop here and pop a picture on and be done, but our Jan, the creator, I love this, Jan, the creator.
The creator.
Has much more. That's the thing, isn't it? I suppose with mixed media is knowing when you're happy. But then I've seen you do projects before where you think, oh, she's done now, and then like another layer, and then you add another layer. It's great, isn't it? Just, I don't know, being able to go as far as you want to with it.
Right, I just want a stamp pad now. Let's have a look. It doesn't matter which one. So this one's actually just a little stamp out of my stash now. So again, if you've got any of our stamp sets that have got some script in, which I know they are, then it's just, any will do. It doesn't, I mean, I can't even read what's on this one. It's just the idea that there's some text there. Yeah. And I'm going to use our Flagstone ink pad. Again, it can be any ink pad. You could use your water reactives for this. You could use your opaque ones for this. I just wanted a little bit darker colour. So all I'm going to do is keep this on its little acetate holder. I'm not even going to take it off there, and I'm not going to put it on a rubber block or any on a rubber block, on an acrylic block
or a rubber block,
rubber stamp on an acrylic block. All I want to do is pick up some ink, and again, just in places, I want to put a little hint that there is some text going on in the background. So not a lot. I'm just literally tapping it down, just in places, just to give the idea that there is actually something going on in the background there. Yeah. So just the odd little bit here and there. It doesn't have to be a lot. And it doesn't matter if you don't get a whole stamp. This is what I love about this process. I've got a little bit darker here and not quite caught it there, but it doesn't matter. It's in the background. That's the main part of it. Okay? And again, just give these a little wipe as I go along, just to keep everything nice and tidy. And pop all the lids back on. So that's going to be my sort of focal point on the card. I've got a couple more bits to add to it in a second. And then what I've done is I've used the wisteria one again. So this is with the colour that we put the dandelion clocks on the main piece here.
Gorgeous.
I've used that same colour to just go round a piece of plain cardstock again, so that I keep those colour tones the same. So you can see the middle's missing out of there. That's safe for another project. So I've just taken the middle out. This is a piece of our textured cardstock that I've just used to matte and layer to bring those colours together. And then I've popped a piece of ribbon round here. So this is going to be the base layer, and this one is going to come onto the top like so. So you can see that starting to build up now. So what we will do is we'll fasten our base layer onto the card. And I'm just going to go to my wet glue now for this. So I've got Collal all-purpose when I'm going with cardstock to cardstock. If you want to use your tape runner, you could use that. If you wanted to use red line tapes or finger lift tapes, whatever it is that you prefer to use, just for sticking your cardstocks. But the all-purpose is great because you've got that wiggle room. So you've got a couple of minutes before it actually starts to go off, where you can wriggle it into place and make sure that everything's straight. So we'll get that one stuck down. And then I started making a bow to go with my ribbon, but it didn't look right. So I don't even know what this is called. I sort of made this up. I've just sort of gone with like 3 loops.
Yes.
So a tri-loop or
a tri-loop, I like that.
Yeah.
Tri-loop embellishment.
Yeah, and I want this to pop out from underneath here like so. Just to give a little bit of interest at this side here.
It does look like a tassel now. Producer Georgina's just saying that looks like a tassel.
So
perhaps it hasn't got enough dangly bits for a tassel though. Tassel's got more dangle to it, hasn't it? It'd have more if it was a tassel. I think we should go with the tri-loop. I like that.
A tri-loop. So again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of our double-sided tape there just to anchor that, and I just want to position it so that we've got that one there and this one just sticking out from underneath. So just to anchor that down underneath. And then I've got a big piece. You've heard me talking about these foam sheets, Ben. I am in love, honestly. If you've not seen them before, have a look on the website. I'm going to ask the girls to pop them on the next show that I'm on.
Yes.
They're a pack of, I think you get 5 A4 sheets in a pack, and they're all different thicknesses. And they come in an A4 sheet, and you just cut them to whatever you want. So all I've done here is cut one that's the right size to fit under my my panel here.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking for my tweezers, which are hiding in my bag somewhere. Where have you gone? They'll do. Just to lift this edge here. So I'm going to take one side off and put this on the back of that panel that we've made here.
Okay.
Okay, like so. And then I'm going to take this side off and literally pop this one over the top onto there.
Perfect.
And you've got that support underneath then for the whole piece rather than just a few smaller foam pads. Again, just preference. So that's where we've got to so far. So a couple of embellishments. Again, you've all got, we talked about the box of gubbins last time I was here, Ben.
The box of gubbins.
The box of gubbins. We've all got bits in our stash. So I've actually got here, these are really pretty. They're an acetate butterfly. So I've just stamped out a whole sheet of acetate using my Stays-On ink pad and let them dry and then cut them out. And I've just added a few little gems in the centre of there just to embellish it. So this is going to be one of the embellishments, and we're going to put this one on. I didn't get my tools out today. I've usually got everything out ready, haven't I?
I tell you what, there's so many lovely comments coming in. Also, just at the moment, more questions coming in now too. Get those questions in if you want to ask Jan anything. I mean, not anything to do with mixed media, not one of those sort of shows, anything about mixed media, Facebook or YouTube, and we're going to pause after each little demo and do a Q&A. So anything that you want to know about any of the products, any of the techniques, anything that you might have missed. And the great thing is, though, if you have missed something, you can watch this show back. It will be there on YouTube for you as well. And of course, any shows that you've already missed, if you go to our YouTube page and subscribe, you can see all of those shows there. Right, Jan is poised with tweezers in hand.
Yeah, last little bit. It's just a word, all right? And again, it's out of that box of gubbins. So anything you've got lying around, it could be a word tile, it could be something you'd stamped out. These are actually just peel off pieces that are on a sheet that's full of wording. And I'm just going to put, it says explore. I'm just going to pop that to tie in. We've got the black ink with the butterfly and the black there to tie in. I've got that lovely colour as a feature in the background, and then we've got the lilac to pick up the lilac on the background. And then just to finish off, you know that I like to finish off the insides, make a wish and set it free, and I'm going to pop that in the middle here, in the back, just to finish it off there. So I use a little bit of the double-sided adhesive there in my tape runner, and just pop that one in the centre inside just so that it links. And again, I've coloured that piece of card with that beautiful chalk paint that we used at the beginning.
Lovely.
So that lovely wisteria, so that all the colours match and you've got that theme going through. So that's my card, and again, mixed media is simply just mixing your mediums. So not only did we start off with the cardstock that we're all familiar with, we then added the chalk paint, we added the glitter texture paste, we've added the little bit of rice paper, we've added the stamping with the ink, we've got acetate on there. You know, it's just bringing all those mediums together, and that is your mixed media. It doesn't have to be anything big and scary, and I just wanted to show that, you know, you can actually pop it into your card making without any problems whatsoever. Okay.
It's such a brilliant card. Yvonne on Facebook just saying, oh, wow. I had no idea where Jan was going with this when she started, but holy cow, this is a beautiful, wonderful card. I love that expression.
Thank you.
Holy cow. We'll get you later on, of course, to vote for your favourite demo in this show. But that's what I love about these mixed media shows, and this one in particular, that as we chatted about last time, you may already be doing mixed media without even knowing it, but with this particular show, we have got so many different mediums and materials to bring to you that if you take advantage of these deals, you'll definitely be doing mixed media when you get these goodies home. What I want to do for you here is just bring you a bit of a shopping list up. So if you want to be able to recreate that last demo, let's show you exactly what Jan was using during that last demo. We touched on it earlier on, but if you have just joined us and you're thinking, I've not seen these Cosmic Shimmer products before, that's because you haven't. They are brand new to us here at Crafters TV. I love them. This is the Cosmic Shimmer Matte Chalk Polish, the one that Jan was using just there. I love the fact that you've got the integrated applicator in there too, which I think is just a brilliant design. The deals on these again are brilliant because they're $5.75 or $9.99, so it's a real try me price, and particularly if you are a Club Inspire member at Platinum, you can take another 20% off that price on the screen. Now also Jan was using this gorgeous wisteria for the background and also for that gorgeous dandelion clock as well. Again, 50ml, but you've seen how little you need to use to be able to create these gorgeous effects. $5.75 or $9.99 is the deal on all of those. and I'll go through the other ranges that we've got for you here in the studio in just a bit. Now, the stencil that Jan was using was from the Background Stencil and Focal Stamp collection. 56 elements included in here. What I love about this deal is this is rolled over from Sarah's cartload last night, and it's the same deal that we had on that show. So it's a brilliant time to pick this up. £30 or $39. You're saving $55.92 or $32.60. So again, a really great time to pick that up. I'll go through that in more detail for you a little bit later on, but the stencil on that is available in that collection. The glue, the Cosmic Shimmer, matte glue seal and glaze that you saw Jan using on the embellishment on the card there, that's available for you as well. Again, new to us today here on Crafters TV, $4.75 or $8.99 is the deal on that one. Loving that all these questions are coming in now. I love doing the questions and answer thing, which we'll do with Jan in just a few moments' time. That's what we're here for. That's what these masterclasses are all about, getting those questions answered. We're going to have a look at some of the other colours that you've got within your matte chalk polish collections. You've got a whole host of gorgeous colours. And I think, again, if you're liking the idea of using these, pop a couple of them into your basket just to run through them all, because at this sort of price today, $5.75 or $9.99, it is a real sort of try-me price. As I say, it's little things. I'm so impressed the fact that you've got that applicator built into the lid, so you have got that sponge for each and every one of these. So this is your custard, 50ml within each, and as I said, you do get so much in there because you're using only a very small amount. You've then got your Harbour Haze. Again, all of these $5.75 individually or $9.99. Then your next colour, I think this might be my favourite, the Honeydew. Take a look at that. And again, when you get this back, you see the texture. It is kind of, like Jan was saying, it's sort of quite creamy. It's sort of like mousse-like, the texture in here. And it makes it really nice and easy to apply. I know a few of you have been asking questions about the application of that, which we'll come over to in just a few moments' time. Then we've got your pale grey. And it's giving you, as I say, this really gorgeous sort of, soft finish, that sort of chalk effect, which is just gorgeous. Like Jan was saying earlier on, if you've ever used those sort of chalk paints for doing your upcycling for sort of like the shabby chic, it's kind of equivalent to that really. And then finally, we've got your sky blue. All of those are $5.75 individually, $9.99 if you're shopping with us in the US, and brand new to us today here at Crafters TV, so you can be one of the very first to get your hands on these. And as I said, the great thing is at these sort of prices, you have got the ability to be able to just grab a couple of those without spending a fortune. Now, we're going to come on to in just a little while the metallic gilding polishes that we've got on the show. But once again, what I love about these, as you can see, you're going to get your 50ml pot, but then you're also going to get your little applicator built into the actual container itself, making it nice and simple for you to get applying that gilding polish. Just to go through the colours that we've got. First up here is that gorgeous blossom. All of these again, $5.75 or $9.99. Oh, hang on a minute. Look at this. Right, that red bronze. Look at that colour. That is absolutely stunning. I love the fact as well that with these gilding polishes, we are getting so many beautiful colours. If you love that, wait till you see this next one here. Your fern. Take a look at the colour in that one. Again, $5.75 or $9.99. And then lastly, we've got your, oh, hang on a minute. I think this might be my new favourite. Look at the depth of colour you've got there. That's gorgeous, your Mediterranean blue. I've just got a few of the selection of colours available for you in your metallic gilding polishes. Basically, Jan's going to be using some of the other colours that we've got within the collection. If you want to see the full range, then head to our website, details down the bottom here, where you can see the full list. And then the Shimmer Sparkle, I mean, come on, who's not going to put some of these into their basket today? Absolutely gorgeous. Again, just to give you a bit of a look. So here we go. So we've got your copper, first of all. I mean, come on, seriously, don't miss out on these. Pop at least one of these into your basket. Again, 50ml, that goes a very long way. Then we've got your gunmetal. Each of these, I think, beautiful in their own right. I've got some colours you're going to go crazy for in just a second. Hang on a sec there. There's your gunmetal. Then is your lilac blush. Look at these colours. Look at that sparkle. I don't know if I'm allowed to open this because I just worry that, I know that's why I didn't want to open it, but I'll just, look, I won't tilt it. Look, here we go. Look at that. Oh, George is coming in close. Absolutely gorgeous. That's your lilac blush. I don't think that's my favourite though. My favourite is the last one I'm going to show you. With it, I tell you what. Hang on a minute. Right, come on, come here, come in close. Whoa, purple paradise. It's like the cosmos, isn't it? It's like, is it ethereal, otherworldly? The colour that you've got there. Absolutely gorgeous. That's $4.75 or $9.99. And then yes, last but by no means least, I think this is me fave. Here we go. I'm enjoying opening these up and not spilling them because that's what normally happens. Don't tempt fate yet, Ben, for goodness sake. Look at that. Oh, are you kidding me? How much are you going to enjoy using that in your mixed media projects? How much are you going to enjoy using that with some of the beautiful stencils that we've got on the show? Wow, $4.75 or $9.99 for your sparkle texture paste in the sea green. Full list of all of these brand new Cosmic Shimmer goodies on the show. Just go to our website for the details. Jan, are you ready? Boy, oh boy, we've got some questions now.
Oh, I will try my best.
All right, so we'll do a few here because otherwise we might be here for the rest of the show. Okay, so Monica Ann Mackler on Facebook wants to know, this is going back to the polishes that we had earlier. Will this come out squishy? Does it come out squishy or more defined as you do it? Because we said it's sort of like mousse-like, isn't it?
Which we're talking about, the chalk polish.
The chalk polish, yeah.
Once it hits the paper, it doesn't have any kind of texture. It's just like it's like painting, and it dries really quickly. So you only need a smooth layer, like you saw me put on the cardstock, just to get that colour on there. It dries pretty quickly, and once it's on there, it just disappears. It's not got a texture to it. It is just like a medium for applying colour with that chalk finish. So there's no structure to it, no texture to it. It is smooth once it's gone on there.
Excellent. Sarah Kay on Facebook would like to know, are you supposed to have the sponge wet or dry when you use it?
Like I said, when they're new, when you first open, let me just see if I've got a colour that I've not opened yet. I don't think that one's open. When you first get them, you can see that the sponge is totally clear.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the recommendation is that you just dampen it under the tap. Just in case there's any residue from manufacturing on there. And what I tend to do, I don't even go as far as the tap, to be honest. I usually use my water spritzer, spritz it, and then literally just dry it off on my cloth. So it's just slightly damp to touch. And then you can go straight into your polish and use it. Once you've done that, you don't need to wet it again. The moisture will come from the product, so you don't need to add any more water to it on the applicator. If you're wanting to paint with them, I would actually take some of the product out onto your mat and then dilute it with a little bit of water and a paintbrush. Okay, so two separate uses there for it.
There's about 5 more here. Eve B on YouTube says, can you use 3D glue on acetate?
3D glue on, like our Collal 3D glue, sort of the...
Like the chunky
this
stuff?
One, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, it won't damage it. It's acid free, as long as you get the one without the silicone in it. I wouldn't use the silicone one on acetate, but this one, the 3D Collal kit that we have, doesn't have silicone in it. But yes, I've used it on acetate before. It doesn't damage it at all. Because obviously hot glue, you need to be careful with acetate. Unless it's heat resistant acetate, you can get some warping. Right. It doesn't melt through it, but it does tend to warp the acetate. So yeah, but to be honest, if I'm putting anything on acetate, I normally use my red line tape.
Oh, sticking with acetate then, Linda on Facebook says, I love that butterfly. Can we use quick dry ink on acetate?
No.
Okay.
Quick dry will only dry on a porous surface like cardstock, whereas your acetate is non-porous, so it will just sit on the top and it would take a very long time. It's like sometimes when you run acetate through your printer, it doesn't, you can buy a specific type of acetate for printing on, so it might be worth trying the quick dry inks on those, but just an ordinary acetate that we sell for construction and card making and things like that, it would just sit on the top of it. It would take a very, very long time. I tend to use my stays on acetate, which is, it's made specifically for shiny surfaces. Okay.
I'm loving these questions. A couple more for now. Don't you feel like you learn so much from Jan here? I do. I always feel like I go away more cleverer than when I came in. I really do. Whether or not I retain that information, I'm a bit like a goldfish sometimes, but I leave the studio feeling more cleverer. More intelligent. What was the ink, says Josie Mitchell, that you used on the vellum to make the butterfly?
The butterfly was on acetate. It could just be on vellum, just the same. They would look equally pretty, and I would still stick with that stays on ink. It's a specific ink that's made particularly for stamping, as I say, on shiny surfaces. So things like mirror board, acetate, vellum, anything like that. That's it's not a porous surface, so the ink won't sink into it. It will only sit on the surface. So you want something that's made specifically for that purpose.
Okay, and ding, 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 ding. I've started, so I'll finish the final question of this particular round. Just been told by Georgina. Get on with it. No, I know. I just want to ask one more question. Because then it wraps it all up neatly for me. Pamela says, Jan, can those polishes, so the ones that you were using before, be layered to build up on a colour, put down, dry, add more to deepen the colour?
Yes, by all means, yes. So like I did a couple of layers on mine, but the more layers you put on it, the more opacity you get, so therefore the stronger the colour on it. Yeah, definitely. The chalk paints, and the same for the next product that I'm going to show you as well.
Excellent. That was your first round of questions. Congratulations, Jan. You scored maximum points. But that's how we're going to do things, all right? So if you think, oh, I've got a question I want to ask, get your questions in now, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll have another round of questions with Jan a little bit later on. And don't forget, just to remind you that if you are commenting or asking questions, that will automatically put you into the draw to win today's prize on our National Craft Month giveaway. More on that to come in just a bit. But let's get back into this. If you have just joined us, it's all about mixed media. It's a masterclass exploring so many different mediums and materials and so many brand new goodies. We've looked at the Cosmic Shimmer matte chalk polishes. We are moving from matte chalk polishes to
Gilding polishes.
the gilding polishes.
Yeah, and
Tell
these
us
are
about
metallic, Ben,
Yes.
all right? So equally lush. Okay, when we open this and have a look in here, they are just as lush. So very, very similar product. It's a water-based product, again, like we did with the chalk polish. It's just got mica in here to give that beautiful metallic finish. And when we open this one up, just look.
Oh, come on.
Honestly, absolutely. Now, it's got no wax properties in here whatsoever. We call it a polish purely to try and sort of alleviate that problem. You may be used to our gilding waxes. You've seen us use the Pebeo gilding waxes lots and lots and lots. This is actually a wax product. All right, so it does behave slightly differently in that wax and water don't mix. All right, whereas these are actually water-based products. So again, it opens up that sort of library of techniques. So not only can you use it, and I'm going to show you it direct onto card again, just to start off with, but again, you can use it to paint with. So you can decant the product and pop your paintbrush in it to use it to paint with. You can actually apply this direct to your stamps and stamp with it, and you'll get that beautiful metallic outline on your stamp. Doesn't take very long to dry on your card stock. Again, you know, you can sort of use it to skim over like embossing folders, which I'm going to show you later on in the show, but it comes to you in that exact same manner. So you've got that pot all together, you've got that lovely little applicator in the top again. So you can see where I've used mine. So exactly the same procedure. Once the first time you open it, just get rid of any of that residue and then you're safe to use it. Now this is actually dry now from where I used it last time, but once I go back into my product, it will just liven it up and we'll be good to go again. So question time for you now. I'm going to ask you guys a question because I know you've all got these out there. How many of you, and I will put my hand up to this, I have got a cupboard full.
All right.
How many of you have got peel-offs hidden away in your cupboard that you don't use very often?
Yes.
We've all got them. I started out live. When I started out my crafting, then I thought it was all about a peel-off. That's all I ever used. And I bought them, and I bought them in big boxes full and packs full, and I've got a whole shed load of them that I don't use a lot now, apart from the odd little bit of sort of decoration here and there. So what I did is I went into my cupboard, and I've pulled them out, and I've got some sort of decorative strips here. These are actually gold peel-offs, so I've just stuck them onto my card. They are literally just, if you've seen them before, you know what I'm talking about. They literally just stick down. You can peel them back up again, and then you can pop them where you want them. So I've got some borders, I've got a couple of corners here, and then I've done another little piece as a central decoration. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these as masks. It does mean that I'm going to waste them in the end because we're going to peel them away. Okay, but at the end of the day, mine are just sat in the cupboard doing nothing. So I'd rather use them for this technique than not using them at all, was my theory.
We've got lots of digital hands going
Have
up, by the
we?
way, I've just been told.
Know.
Yeah,
we all
hands.
do it. We've all got them. So what I'm going to do then is exactly the same. This is our white stamping card again. It could be Nina cardstock. It would work on the black card. The metallic polishes look brilliant on black card, which, as I say, I'll get a chance to show you later on in the show. But what I'm going to do is pretty much that same technique. I just wanted to keep it nice and straightforward to start with, and then we're going to build on those techniques as we go through the show. So again, same application. Your little sponge into the, and again, it's like a moussey texture.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is I'm using the edge of the jar here, it's a little glass jar that it's in, just to sort of almost pick it up and take it back off again. I just want a thin covering on my applicator, and then I'm going to go straight onto the cardstock over the top of the peel-offs, and just look again. You can transform your cardstock from being plain cardstock into any of these metallic finishes. So again, I'm just laying it down over, and it just glides on.
Such great application.
Honestly,
again, isn't it?
It just glides over the cardstock. It really does. And again, if you want the depth of colour, get that one layer on first and then build it up. So I'm literally just stroking it over the cardstock, pushing it into those fibres, and then literally I want to cover those peel-offs so that it's all in the centre of them. And then turn it round just to finish that other side. Whoops. Okie dokes.
I love the fact that you've still got cupboards full of these, and that you don't find at any point. I don't know whether you can get rid of them or pass them on. So you've just got like so much.
I've got a whole cupboard just designated to them, Ben. I'm not good at throwing things away.
So you keep them just in case. Well, for a moment like now, I suppose, really.
Honestly, you never know. I've got the little square storage cubes in my craft room. So one of those square storage rooms, cubes has got a sliding box that goes in it, and it is full. I've got letters, I've got numbers, I've got borders, I've got pictures, you name it. That's when I first started out. And my daughter said at Christmas, she says, "Can I borrow your Christmas one, Mums?" They even fall into categories.
Wow.
Honestly. But I'm not good at throwing things away, which is why I can't get in my craft room. I'm actually on holiday next week, and the plan is to try and actually get somewhere in there, because it's just getting unmanageable.
It's like, isn't it, I suppose, I think a lot of homes will have that drawer where you've got loads of random stuff in it, like leads for things and keys.
Elastic bands.
Elastic bands. And
drawing pins.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff in that drawer, and you just think, when am I ever going to use any of these bits and pieces? But you hold on to it anyway, even if you have any clear out, you have it, Never know when you might need that lead, which I don't know what it does, but you never know. You never know.
And like, you buy the dog a new collar.
Yeah.
But I can't throw the old one away, so that's in the drawer as well, just in case.
Sentimental, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Of course it is.
So what I did there is the first layer I went this way, okay, and then I turned the card, and the second layer I've gone across it so that you get that coverage. So we're going to do exactly the same.
Oh, look at that
just
shimmer.
Honestly, I'll show you in a second.
I know, just got a glimpse of it there.
I know, I just want to get that second smaller piece done as well. And as I say, where the peel-offs are, just rub it round in a circle to make sure that you get, and I want the colour inside all of those peel-offs. I'm hoping I've not stuck them down too well, because we're literally going to peel them off in a second. And again, this dries really quickly.
Yeah.
It's not a wet as such product, although it's, I nearly put the thingy in there then. So again, lid on, and then this one goes into the top there and clicks into place. So you've got your storage there, okay? So, again, I just need to have a little clean up before we go on to that next stage.
You don't need to, again, this is probably a silly question, but I'll ask. So you just obviously popped your little applicator back in. You don't need to clean that off again before you...
just as it is, ready for next time.
Okay.
Yep. So again, I'm just going to get rid of some of this off here, just to tidy it up, otherwise I'm going to end up covered in it.
And again, it comes away nice and easily, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Just because they're all a water-based product, you can literally just clean up. If you don't particularly like using the wipes, then just a spray with some water and a cloth. I know a lot of people use the microfiber cloths. They're great for cleaning up. But obviously, when we're demoing, it needs to be something that's reasonably quick. So you can see there that we've got rid of all the residue. Now this is dry already.
Okay.
So again, if we can get this on, just look.
Oh, wow.
Honestly.
Come on.
So you've gone from a piece of boring old white cardstock to something, you know, that you would pay money to buy.
Yeah.
And you can make as many of these as that product will last in your pot. And then what we're going to do really, really carefully, as long as I've not stuck them down too hard, is take the peel-offs back off. So they've acted as a mask.
Wow.
And you've actually got that design now underneath there, hiding where the product hasn't actually gone on. So as I say, these are actually waste, but they were sat in the cupboard doing nothing anyway.
Well, listen, and if you are like Jan, and if you're like Hadassah, who's just says, I'm guilty of hoarding peel-offs, now you've found a reason. That reason why, if you know, you've had members of the family.
That's why we've been keeping them all this time.
Why do we keep those? You don't need them. Now you can proudly say, I was waiting for this moment. I was waiting for this time. Look
so just
at that.
look at that. People, if you did this on a card for someone, they'd be like, how on earth have they done that? How have they got that on there? Because there's you can't feel it. There's nothing there. So again, we're going to do the same with this one. I've got those little fleur-de-lis in the corner there.
Is this literally something that just came to your mind when you got your hands on these products?
It's just knowing what the products can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a cool use for it. I love this. Honestly, I love it when Jan's in the house, because you never know what she's going to come up with, honestly.
Just look, I just think it's absolutely brilliant. Whoops. As I say, I've tried not to press on too hard when I was putting the paint down, otherwise we'll not be able to get them back off again. But as anybody that knows that's used peel-offs, they don't stick down sort of permanently anyway. The nature of the product is that you can literally peel them on and off.
Yeah.
So they never stick down permanently. You can always get them back up again. So again, just taking those off. Look at that.
That's phenomenal.
As I say, folks would be like, how on earth have they done that? Okay. So again, I've just popped it together. And I've gone with some cards this time because I want to bring the mixed media level into the card making. We're going to do a bigger project later on, but the first couple were going to be cards. So again, I've just used my stamping card to make a card, and we're actually on, what have we got there? The full 8 1/4 inches, which is the width of our A4 here in the UK. And then it measures 7 1/4 inches tall. And what I've done is I've sort of scored to make a little spine on it here, just to wrap the ribbon round, so you can see where it opens there. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use my double-sided tape runner there, and we're going to pop this one straight onto there. So just any adhesive again on the back. It could be that I'm always flicking between the glues. 1 minute I'm using the collal, the next minute I'm using my tape runner, and it's whatever takes my fancy at the time. But again, that one's going to stick on there beautifully to make the first layer. And I've chosen black underneath it to make that turquoise colour pop. And then again, I've just got a smaller piece to put under here. So we'll mat and layer that one. And then it's up to you whether you want to actually build these up with some foam pads. I think I'm going to keep this one reasonably flat.
Yeah.
So again, whoops, let's get it in the middle. Just left a little border all the way around there. And then again, this one's going to go in the middle there. And then all I did was measure the gap that was left in the centre. So you could go this way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shall we go on a tilt?
Yeah.
I'd initially designed it square, but I quite like it like that, don't you?
Tilt. I really do.
Yeah, let's go for it like that. Okay. And then what I did is I measured the little gap that I'd got left in the middle, and I've just made myself a little tiny sentiment there that I've stamped out, and I popped that bit on a piece of foam just to go in the centre there. And then just to finish off, I'm going to use my hot glue, and I've just popped a little bow just to pop on the centre there. So again, you know, that's one of those cards that when you hand that to somebody, they'll be like, how on earth have they got this design? It almost looks like a stencil design. It's the same idea as stenciling, but you've got that beautiful shimmering metallic colour on there, and that could be any of the colours out of this collection. There's lots of different colours on there. I just chose that turquoise one. And then you've got this almost like the negative part, as if you'd stenciled it. So yeah, just another use for them.
Do you know what? As much as I really love and this is down to you to choose the demo of the show, of course. As much as I loved the first demo, I think I love that one more, just for the fact that it's such a stunning card, but then the simplicity behind it. And when you give it to the recipient, and like Jan says, they're going to go, how on earth did you do that? You can just say, oh, it took me hours. I was there for days, honestly. Blood, sweat and tears. I mean, you don't have to talk like that. But the point is, it just... These kind of hints and tips and all of the things that you're seeing with Jan just makes you look like an absolute expert straight off the bat. If you've never crafted before, you've got the ability to do that and create that. Imagine that as your first card. I mean, come on. If you want to go for the ocean teal, which is the colour of the metallic gilding polish that Jan was just using there, 30% of the stock has gone. These are flying out the door, brand new to us here on Crafters TV today. You are loving them. $5.75 or $9.99 is the deal, and that, of course, is even before you get your discount wherever you are within Club Inspire. So let's quickly go through some of the other colours that you have got the ability to get your hands on as far as the metallic gilding polishes are concerned. So you have got your Blossom. I'm just opening these up now for you. Okay. Oh, yes. 10% of the stock has gone. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. And once again with these, you've seen, you get your applicator in the actual lid, so you're sort of well away as far as that is concerned, and you don't need a huge amount. Look at the coverage that Jan got with that Ocean Teal a few moments ago. 10% of the stock has gone of the Blossom if you want to go for that. Next up, let's get this one open and have a little bit of a look in here. Oh, come on. This is gorgeous. Your red bronze. Your red bronze is absolutely gorgeous. $5.75 or $9.99 is the deal. 30% of the stock has gone on that one. Stunning. Next. The fern. Interestingly, right? Interestingly, 30% of the fern has already gone, along with 30% of the red. Are people thinking Christmas here? Is that what's... Are you thinking Christmas in March? Is that what you're doing? Hey, good on ya. Why not? 30% of each has gone. Absolutely glorious. Love it. $5.75 or $9.99. And the Mediterranean blue is our final... Wait. Come on. Oh... 20% of the stock of the Mediterranean blue has gone. $5.75 or $9.99. There's other colours available for you. Oh, come on, hang on. Look at this. The heather we've got available for you. The full range is on the website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu. The heather, $5.75 or $9.99. 20% of the stock has gone. Loads of you loving this show, by the way. More of your comments coming up, but let's show you other items that we've got on the show. The Cosmic Shimmer, right, do you know what? I'm going to hand this over to my learned colleague, the other side of the studio. Let me just say it first of all, because this sounds like it's going to be fun to say. For $3.25 or $4.99, you can pick up today some fluffy stuff. Jan, why might I need some fluffy stuff in my life?
Honestly, Ben, if people are shopping ahead for Christmas, this is a must-have. This is actually a product that comes out, looks a little bit like a glue when it comes out of the container. But if you heat it with your heat tool gently, it puffs up. Oh, so you can make things like snow on top of roofs or on the floor if you've got stamped animals, all sorts of different sheep, things like that. Yeah, and honestly, the more you heat it, the more it puffs up. It's brilliant. Yeah, if I get time later on, I'll show you just a quick demo with it. Yeah,
I insist that you do that later on because I need to see it.
We've got some techniquey bits coming up later.
Oh, I can't wait. Don't forget all of these new today. Cosmic Shimmer fluffy stuff. You've got to get it just for the name, haven't you? $3.25 or $4.99. Next up is your Cosmic Shimmer Pearl Texture Paste. The Decadent Grape, $4.75 is the price per pot on these, or $7.99 if you're shopping with us in the States. Lots of you having a bit of a nibble at all of the different goodies that we've got within the show. 10% of that stock has gone. Within that collection, we've also got the Decadent Wine. Ooh, wine. Sorry about that, it's Friday, isn't it? $4.75 or $7.99, and then the Frosted Sky also proving popular at $4.75 or $7.99. Also in the collection, we've got your gold, and then on top of that, we are onto the Sparkle Texture Paste, which you saw a little bit of earlier on, the Aurora. Oh my, these are gorgeous. $4.75 or $9.99, all of the colours. Oh, you are joking me! The Aurora is limited stock. There's green on the screen, which means... There's green on the screen, which means...
I wasn't with you then. Oh my goodness, try again. Go on.
There's green on the screen, which means...
It soon won't be seen.
It's gonna go. That was what Jan used in her first
I'm
demo.
rubbish with these, Ben, aren't I?
No, you're not.
I should know by now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you know you're gonna get something shouted at you across the studio at some point, particularly on busy shows like this. Right, the copper, 10% of the stock of the copper has gone. 10% of the gun metal in your Cosmic Shimmer Sparkle has gone. 20% of the lilac has gone. All of these $4.75 or $9.99. Or in the purple paradise, which we were showing you here in the studio just a little while ago. 10% has gone there. And then the sea green. I'm liking all the greens today, actually. I really enjoyed the fern that we've got in the gilding polish, and I really love the sea green sparkle texture paste. As far as the stock is concerned, there 10% of the stock has gone. $4.75 or $9.99. It is super busy on our masterclass today. We're already halfway through. I cannot believe we've done an hour. I've been loving this show. Have you been loving this show? What have you been putting in your baskets? Let me know what you've been purchasing from the Cosmic Shimmer collection. I tell you what, loads of you loving the show so far. Deborah just saying, I love it when Jan is on. Such different stuff and such a great teacher. I know, you never know what you're going to get. Jan is like a box of chocolates, isn't she? Really?
You took the words straight out of my head then,
You never know what you're going to get. And Sharon Stuper on Facebook says, I have fluffy stuff. Yes, Sharon.
Excellent, yeah.
I use it for fur on my cards. Right, I tell you what we're going to do. We've got some more questions coming in. So we will get those questions to Jan in just a few moments' time. But it's one of those shows where you want to check out your basket, don't you? But you don't want to miss the demos. So I tell you what we'll do. We will give you the opportunity to check out your baskets. Because let me just tell you this right now, before we just show this quick video. There's going to be more limited stock items, potentially sellouts. We are so busy. You're loving the new collections, the new items that we've got on the show. If you have something in your basket, let's now give you time to check out those baskets, and we'll come back to you in just a couple. Here we go.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the Crafty makes. Become a member of our club today.
I love having a nose in your basket. Thank you, Christine Jamal on Facebook. I bought the red bronze and the Aurora paste. Great buying. This is the thing as well with this show. I know it's like new products, and the great thing is, sometimes you think new, you think, I don't know, am I going to, am I not going to? You're only spending like about £5 or $9 today. I know you're going to absolutely love these products. And the great thing is, even if you're only spending, say, like $10, $20, you've got the ability to put some really amazing products into your basket, get them home, try them out, and then come back and buy more when you know you absolutely love them. I know that loads of you have gone for the goodies so far. Victoria on Facebook says, I need those glitter pastes. Victoria, I would say to you, get those glitter pastes. Do not miss out on these deals. Let's just do a couple more questions for Jan, and then we're going to move into another demo. Keep the questions coming in on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll do another full question section a little bit later on. But a question from Deborah McMurray on YouTube. Hi, Deborah. Deborah says, Jan, if I wanted to do mixed media on an 8x10 canvas, how would I prep the canvas to use the gilding waxes and polishes?
Fabulous question. Yeah, excellent. So a lot of canvases come pre-prepped. So just check the details when you buy them. It will normally tell you if it's been prepped. But the main product to use, and unfortunately we've sold out of our white one today, but the black one's still on the show. But the gesso is actually like a primer. So we put these on the show, but you've all got to it before we actually went on air. And the white one's actually sold out, but we will be getting it back in. We will get it back in stock for you. It is a popular product. And it's like if you were decorating at home, if you were going to gloss a door, you would prime it first to receive the paint and let it grip. This is pretty much the same thing. So your canvas, pop this all over, let it dry. Again, it dries really quickly, and then it's ready to receive whatever it is you want to put over the top of it. This will also cover any elements that you might add to your canvas. So if you're adding lots of different elements, for example, you might be working with a wooden embellishment, you might have a metal embellishment, you might put some buttons on there, you might put some paper flowers on there. You can cover the whole thing with the gessos, whether it be the white one, and it also comes in black as well. So I tend to use the black one for if I'm working with darker colours, white one if it's a lighter colour. And you can literally cover the whole thing in this, literally cover it. And I mean every little nook and cranny. And then you can start introducing your colours. That colour might come from those beautiful chalk paint mousses. It might come from acrylic paint. It might come from a spray mister. And then you can add your gilding polishes on the top to highlight it. So it's about building all those layers up again. And we're going to do a little bit of this on the next demo.
$4.99 or $6.99 if you want to go for the I've got one more question to ask Dan, but Jan. No, that was a slip of the tongue. Don't worry, that was a slip of the tongue. I've got Georgina, producer Georgina, in my ear going, oh my goodness, oh my, oh dear, and that is all related to the stock, which is just flying out of the door here currently. So I'll get a full update on what the oh dear, oh my's, what that is all about in a second. But it's just a warning to you that you need to get whatever it is that you want, because we're going to have sellouts. I'm just going on to the second question, Georgina. I was just letting everybody know about your oh my's and oh dears. Martha on YouTube says, Jan, did you say, this is referring to the metallic gilding polish, did you say that you could use it to stamp with?
Yes. So again, if I bring that one back in that we were using, all right. I haven't actually got a stamp with me in this particular show, but stamp onto either your block or your stamping platform or whatever it is, and then use your applicator here to literally apply it to the stamp. Okay, all over the stamp, nice good covering on the stamp. And then what I would do is just very, very gently mist it with a little bit of water. So just over the stamp, and then stamp it on. And the metallic ones look beautiful on a dark coloured card. So on the black card, something like that, you get that beautiful metallic effect come through. But you saw how well it showed up on that demo with the white card as well. So works with both, but yes. And then just clean it off. Because it's a water-based product, you can either clean your stamp off underwater in the sink, or again use a wet baby wipe, or a wet, as I say, I know a lot of people use the microfiber cloth. Whatever it is you use for cleaning, just give your stamp a spray with your water again, spray it over, wipe it off, and you're good to go for the next one then. Yep.
Excellent, thank you. Are you loving this show? Because I am. Brilliantly explained, all your questions answered. How many other channels can you interact like this? Ask a question and get it answered like live. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. And so this is another open invitation to you. If you are just joining us, if you want to know more about mixed media, if you've put something in your basket and you want to know more about it before you check out, Send in the questions on Facebook and on YouTube, and we will do another round of questions with Jan very soon. So anything that you want to know on the show, get the questions in and we'll ask Jan before we disappear in about 50 minutes time.
Can I just quickly mention something about, I know a lot of people are buying the sparkle texture paste, Ben. I just wanted to reiterate that this is actually a texture paste, so it does dry with that, it keeps its form.
Yes.
So where I put it through the stencil earlier and literally pulled it through the stencil, it would stay at that level. It doesn't sink. It has actually got the texture in it. So it's like a structure paste, a modelling paste with that beautiful glitter inside it. It is equally good, if you're like me and like getting messy, for popping your finger in and actually just, so for example, you cut a beautiful sentiment out for your card, pop your finger in it, just round the edge of it like you would do with an ink to highlight the edge of it, but you've got that beautiful sparkle in there to match whatever colour it is you're working with. And particularly, did we say that the Aurora had sold out?
Yes.
Oh, I'll not go back to that one. I was going to use this one. But yeah, this one particularly, with it not being a colour as such, it's great like for fairy wings and things like that. Literally open the pot, finger in the edge, brush it over the edge of your fairy wings, and you've just got that little bit of glitter in there that adheres because you've got the structure paste inside it.
It may well be with the Aurora. I think we called a sellout on that, but it may well be that some baskets didn't get checked out and now it's dropped back in. We're down to single figures on it if we have any left. So if you do want to go for the Aurora, it may well have gone, but there might just be one or two available for you if you want to grab it. I tell you what, let us give you an update on stock, so you know where we are with items. The Aurora, which we were just talking about, so the Sparkle Texture Paste Aurora, that is now extremely limited. I tell you, here we go. So yes, we've got two left. Next two people to pop this in their basket and check it out, get it. Anyone after that misses out. Next two people. Next up, I'm so pleased about this. The fluffy stuff is limited stock. There's green on the screen, which means
it no longer will be seen.
You're right, Jan. We've got 3 of those left for you to buy. I've got 3 more chances for you to buy it. $3.25 or $4.99. The aqua in the chalk polish, that is limited stock.
Oh my goodness.
$5.75 or $9.99. That's going to go, so get it whilst you can. I can't. I keep doing these. Limited stock on the honeydew. That's going to go as well. $5.75 or $9.99 for all of these. Green on the screen there. We've then got your wisteria.
Oh my goodness.
There's green on the screen, which means
it will no longer be seen.
That's going $5.75 or $9.99, and then
I can't believe this.
The thing is, I can't, but I can. You know what I mean? It's such great product. The ocean teal is
oh my goodness,
limited stock. $5.75 or $9.99 on all of those. So let that be a fair warning for you that things will sell out. I'm gasping for breath. Jan's gasping for breath. It's one of those situations where I can't believe that much stock is sold, but I can kind of believe it because now you've seen how great these products are. You're thinking to yourself, you know what, I've got to go for it. And actually, when you look at the prices, so affordable. So please don't miss out. If you've seen any of those items that we just showed you that you like, which are limited stock, get them now whilst they're still available because there will be sellouts. Right, let us move on to, now here's the brilliant thing. I've seen 2 amazing demos so far, and I'm sure you have if you've been watching, but I've been told, without putting pressure on Jan, that this one is going to trump them all.
Oh, I like this one. So yes, honestly, we're going to go, we're moving it up a step now because we are doing a masterclass today, Ben. So I wanted to show some sort of gradient of, beginners, intermediate, advanced stuff. So we're sort of moving along the wagon a little bit and we're bringing out the MDF now. So this could just as easily be a piece of cardstock. So don't think, if you haven't got any MDF products, we have got some on the show. So what I'm actually using today are on the show. But if you haven't got any, it could be a piece of recycled cardboard from a cardboard box. It could be a nice thick piece of mount board that you work on, so don't be put off by it, but I'm loving the fact that you're loving the new products that we've bought you. So in these packs, there are different sizes available on the website. I've actually chosen the 8x8 one. It was a nice size to work on, and it comes in 2 pieces. You get the main board to work on,
yes,
and then you get a stand, all right? So you can see there that the main board board's got the two little feet on it, and then this is your stand. All right, so again, all it does is clip together so that when you've actually finished making, you've got something that you can display.
Super.
Okay, so that's what we're going to work on. Now, I've done a little bit in advance. So I started out with these two pieces, all right, and I'll bring in what I've done so far. So we talked about the gesso. So again, we talked about it being a primer. So all I've done is I've gone from my MDF colour, and I've literally, with my paintbrush, just painted it all with gesso. All right, just to get it down to a base that I wanted. I didn't want the brown MDF showing. And then round the edge, I'm just going to tease you with a product that we've got coming up later on the Colour Me Happy show.
Yes.
We've got some more beautiful products on the show later on this afternoon. So this one is like, it's another little polish, but this one has got sort of mica running through it. So you get the most gorgeous array. Again, if we just have a little look inside there, let me see if I can catch
Here comes
the
George.
light. He's coming in, look.
Here he comes. Oh, here we go.
You can just see in there, there's that, it's just a little pot of lush again.
It is.
And it's got those different colours running through it. And it behaves differently. And I'll show you more about this on the Colour Me Happy show later. But it behaves differently on white card than it does on black card.
Interesting.
Because it's got interference colours running through it. This one's called Golden Blackberry. So you get gold showing at one bit and then a pinky colour showing on if you tilt it in the light.
Oh, it just depends how it catches the light.
Absolutely beautiful. So
Yes.
what I've done, again, messy Jan, finger in the pot, and I've literally just gone all the way around the edge of my board. And again, oh, you can just see there, we got it there. Let me just get it into the light.
Yeah,
Can you just see? So
gorge.
we're seeing the pinky element of it there. If I tilt it the other way, it's gone like a greeny colour. So when it catches the light,
So interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I've just gone all the way around the edge with that, and I wanted that dry so that we could move on to the next. So we talked about layers. So what I've done is I've been through my paper pads, and I've picked out a couple of pieces of paper. So we're going to go with a background layer, and I've deliberately made it slightly smaller than the piece of MDF because I wanted that beautiful polish to show round the edge. And then what I've done is I've just scuffed it up with my scissors. So
Okay.
literally taken the scissors and scuffed the edges just to distress them a little bit. And then I've gone round with just a regular ink. So somewhere amidst all my mess down here, I've got my pigment inks with me, and literally just gone round the edge with a little bit of pink. So that's going to be my first layer.
Okay.
And then I've done exactly the same with a sort of coordinating piece. So we're back to the pink then. I've tried to stay away from the pink initially, but we're back here. And again, I've used the scissors. If you've got the little crimper tool, which I think
yes.
I've got somewhere in the bottom of my bag, which you'll find on the website. I'm just digging deep in the bottom of, if you've got this one. So we've got these on the website. Again, you just run them. They've got a little tiny blade enclosed inside. Run it down your paper and
Yes.
it just scuffs up the edge of it just to make it sort of a little bit more shabby.
Great.
And then again, I've gone round with that lovely polish just to pick up and just see where it's glinting that little bit round the edges where I've picked up the polish. So that's going to be my next layer, like so.
Okay.
And again, all those layers, you saw me, if you were watching me last time, the old book paper's out again. So I'm going to start layering this up now in pieces.
Okay.
And then we'll stick down when we're ready. So that bit's just going to give me a little bit of interest at the corner there. And then I've got loads of scraps left over from projects. So all I've done is literally just slice them into little thin strips. And these are all little scraps left over from projects that I've done in the past. You can see I've always got scraps of pink lying around. So what I wanted to do was sort of create, we're going to have some of them coming down and some of them coming across, like so. I've got another piece of book paper to tie in with this one. So again, I want to put that one maybe at the back there. All right. And literally, we'll stick some of these down in a second once we've decided. So again, just pop them wherever you want them to go. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And this would be great for sort of scrapbooking if you wanted to do this as a scrapbook layout. You know, you can actually make scrapbooks in 8x8. It doesn't have to be a full 12x12 piece. So wherever it is you decide you want these, we're going to stick some of these down.
Okay.
Okay.
There's so much love, Jan, coming in for you today, by the way.
Thank you.
Do you want a bit more Jan love?
I love doing it, honestly.
No, I know. I used to just saying, Jan, your demos have made it necessary for us to pick everything up. So it's you know, that's the reason we love Jan, because she makes things, I think, if you're looking at things initially thinking, oh, how do I use that? Will I use that? Once Jan's demonstrated it, you're thinking, yeah, it's got to go in the basket. Megan's just saying, I absolutely love it when Jan does mixed media. It's always so stunning. And Joy Sampson says, hi Joy on YouTube, already can't wait to watch this back tonight. Jan, you will be keeping me company as I craft through midnight. So
oh, bless you. Right, we've also got some sort of, we had a look through our own stash here at at CCHQ, and we sort of thought, look, what can we pop on the show that would make embellishments for you? So these ones are wooden elements, and I'm not sure, I think, did Craig use some of these as a little taster this morning?
Did. Yeah.
Yeah, so you actually get 3 sheets, and you get 3 of the corners and 3 of the ovals in your pack. So I've actually done this ahead of time because I wanted to make an embellishment that's going to be sort of the focal part of my piece here. So I'll talk you through how I arrived at it. So I've used 2 of the frames, and I've actually stuck them together to make myself a decent weight piece here. Okay, and then I've actually painted it with some of the chalk paint. So I've actually gone for one of the grey paints because I thought the grey went nicely with the pink. I've actually cut just an oval with one of my nesting dies with some book paper on to tie in the book paper that we've got here.
Yeah.
And then here in the bottom, this is literally just my tacky glue.
Okay.
So I've just put tacky glue in the bottom, and then again I have a special drawer that's just full of pearl embellishments and adhesive gems and things like that. So I've just dug them out and I've dropped the pearls into the glue and then just added a little tiny bit of glitter into the glue and let it dry. That's why I needed to do it in advance. So the glue dries clear, you don't see that, it's acted as an adhesive, but we've got the glitter sat inside there, and this is going to be my sort of focal point.
That's amazing.
To go on here.
Yeah.
All right. So I need to start sticking some elements down, Ben,
okay.
And then I'll come back when we get to that embellishment part. Okay.
I tell you what, this is a great opportunity, I think, to give you a bit of time to maybe check out your baskets just whilst we're sticking, because you're not going to miss anything just whilst Jan is sticking down what she's just shown you. Before we do that, let us just keep you up to date where we are as far as stocking is concerned, because things are flying out of the door. No word of a lie, this is an uber busy show. So let's have a look at some of the items which you are loving. The Cosmic Shimmer Metallic Gilding Polish, the Ocean Teal. That, don't scream and shout, but it's now
sold out.
It's gone, Jan. It's out of here.
It's gone.
This is not going to be the last time I think I'm going to say this on this show. Next up, just to keep you up to date with all of this, the Matte Chalk Aqua. Don't scream and shout, but that has now
sold out.
Gone, Jan. It is out of the door. This is what I'm telling you. This is why you need to check out your baskets. The Wisteria sold out.
Goodness.
I'm keeping these coming because you need to know. Next up is your Cosmic Shimmer Metallic Gilding Polish in the Fern. Sold out.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
Next up, the gorgeous Mediterranean Blue, which I absolutely love. Don't scream and shout, but it's now
sold out.
It's gone. You keeping up with all these sellouts? This is amazing. Next up, the fluffy stuff.
We haven't even demoed it.
We haven't touched it, Hudley.
Has that gone as well?
It's sold out.
Oh, heavens above.
The fluffy stuff is out of here, Jan. It's gone.
Do you know, I'm loving that you're loving these new products.
I am absolutely delighted as well. It's amazing, isn't it? We bring you all of these goodies. The Aurora Sparkle Texture Paste. Don't scream and shout, but it's now
sold out.
That has now definitely sold out. What have we got left, Georgina? That's what I want to know. Have we got anything left on the show, or has everyone cleared us out? We do still have some goodies available for you, but get these, right? The matte chalk polish and the baby pink is still available for you. $5.75 or $9.99 on these are the price per pots. What I would say though is if there is something that you love, something that you want, get it into your basket. Next up is that gorgeous custard 50ml of each, don't forget, giving you that gorgeous sort of matte chalk effect. You've got the built-in sponge dauber applicator within these two. The Harbour Haze is there on screen for you. All these $5.75, $9.99. All of these are low stocked items now. All of these will all go limited soon. You're obliterating the stock here. The honeydew is going out the door. The sky blue is going out the door. Everything is going out of the door. Let me just read a few comments here. It just makes me so happy that you're loving this show so much. Therese says, this is yet another show I'm saving. Thank you, Jan. You are fabulous. Kathy C says, and this is brilliant. I love this so much. Kathy C says, Crafters TV has so many fans because they put their effort in with their followers. They don't just sell you stuff and leave you to work it out yourself. Thank you, Kathy. I think that means a lot to everybody here.
That is lovely.
And that's why I love this place, honestly, because you know what? You can go out into the real world and you can buy your bits and pieces from wherever else you might go, but you won't get the tutorials. You won't be able to get the questions answered. And that's it. You know, you buy these goodies today, go onto YouTube, subscribe, and you have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tutorials and shows to watch back. So like Kathy's saying, you're never alone. You're never alone. You've always got the tutorials and information there that you need. And Emma Thrower on Facebook is saying, just ordered the Cosmic Shimmer, Matte Chalk Polish, Wisteria, Metallic Gilding Polish Ocean Teal, and the Sparkle Texture Paste Aurora. And Lisa just saying, so mesmerised that I forgot to comment. Well, I'm glad that you did. And Valerie said, sold out show, woohoo! We've not quite sold out the show yet, Valerie, but things are flying. So I tell you what we're going to do. I don't want anyone else to miss out on any of the other goodies that you've got. So we've sort of paused Jan halfway through a demo.
Yep, I've not gone any further than when I've got my stitching yet.
Yep, so we're going to come back to where we left off. Let's give you time to check out your baskets now so you can make sure that you're not going to miss out. And then we're going to come back to where we left Jan just a few moments ago. So get those carts checked out. We'll come back to you in just a couple of minutes.
Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Sorry, I've just read a comment from Karen. So yesterday, you know how busy Sarah Cartload shows are, right? And if you were watching with us yesterday, the 3-hour extravaganza, you'll have heard me, well, we got told off for shouting because we were getting so excited with all the sellouts and all of the limited stocks and whatnot. Karen's just gone, Jan, you're selling out more things than the Cartload show did. Incredible. I think she is. Honestly, there were sellouts last night, but nothing like this today. We're so pleased. We're so pleased that you're loving all of these brand new goodies. So if you have got something in your basket, get it checked out. But let us get back. We'll do some more stock updates in just a bit, but you want to see the demo. So let's go back to Jan. Just recap on where we are with this demo and what we're doing next, Jan.
Yep. So I've not gone any further than what I'd done when I laid it out dry. So we started off with our base. We've got our MDF base there, which I primed with the gesso. We did the edge with a little bit of polish, and then all I've done is stuck it down. So I've used my collal to stick the paper layers down, and then I actually flicked over, because these were little thin strips, I flicked over to my tape pen just to add these all down, because we're working with paper at the minute.
Yeah.
Once I move to other mediums, then I'm going to bring in the hot glue gun. All right, but I just wanted to move over to the base, because we're going to decorate this as well to go with it. So I've primed it with the gesso again. It was plain on the back. You can see where I've just put the gesso on, and then has the pink one sold out?
The baby pink is still available.
Still available. Excellent, because I was just going to use a little bit of this.
It probably will go.
So I'm just going to bring a little bit of the chalk paint in. The chalk just to put on the top of the gesso. So again, if you didn't see this one earlier, you've got that lovely moussey texture in there with your applicator at the ready, and literally just dragging it off the surface and using the edge of the glass tub to just take the surplus off, and then I'm literally going to pop this all the way. And look how well it goes over. And this is what I mean about the gesso. It gives you that surface to work on. If you can go straight to the MDF and put it straight on the MDF, but you'll get a slightly different colour because this is brown underneath. So if you want the true colour to show through, and with this being so pale, obviously I've just put the white underneath to give it that little bit of edge. I'm also going to just try and go around the edge without getting too much of it all over me, and then we can just, it'll only take seconds to dry anyway, this, but I just wanted to get that done so that we can pop it all together at the end. So literally just a light covering. I've not gone mad with it, and you can see how far your product's going to go. I mean, I've barely even touched the surface of what's going on in there. So that was the pink, which is baby pink in the chalk paint, which lent itself to this particular design.
Yes.
And then I'm going to be a little bit naughty because I'm just going to stick my finger in that Aurora, and literally, like I said,
Well done if you got that, by the way.
I just want to just put a little bit, just to say that there's a hint of, you know, I mean, this is not technically what it's for. It is a texture piece. It is actually meant to, you know, keep its texture. George is just saying, can I use a different colour? It's like, it won't fit in. It won't fit in with my project.
Yeah,
so
we're all right for now. We'll just gloss over that.
Any of them that you've got on there will work. I just needed that one to fit in with my project. If I'd have been working with a green project, I could have picked the green out. But yeah, I just want to leave that to fit. So if I can get that to catch the light, now can you just see around the edge there?
Oh, yeah.
Where we've got that bit of sparkle going on.
Love it.
All right, so we'll leave that one there to dry for a second, and I'll put my one away now, I promise. All right, so again, just get rid of that residue, and then we'll come back to this piece. So I've now got some more layers, all right? So also, now then, this one, Ben, we've actually got a gorgeous set of fibres.
Is that sisal?
Yes, it is sisal in there. We've got some moss in there as well. So this is actually on the show for you.
Yes, it is.
If you have a look on the products. And again, it's just adding some texture. So what I've done is I've just taken a little bit of the sisal, and I've only taken, look how much is left.
Yeah.
This is going to last you a lifetime. And again, I've just teased it out, and this is going to go behind my embellishment just to create a bit more interest behind it there. But before we put those on, I'm going to bring in some lace. All right, and again, I think I'm going to pop this down with my hot glue. I tend to use the hot glue a lot when I'm working with these. So again, just some little sections across here, just to pop that lace on, and then we can trim it off at the edges. So I'm just going to pop this along here like so, and just tap that into place.
Okay.
And then again, I just need to secure it at the edges, and then we'll trim off that bit to size. So again, have a dig around, see what you've got in your stash. If you're anything like me, you know, you've got ribbon in there. It could be a piece of ribbon if you haven't got lace. If you haven't got that, it could be, you might have a die cut lace edgeable. It could be a die cut that you pop on there. So again, I'm just going to trim that on level with the edge of the board that we're using there. So that piece has actually got some texture going on in there. And then I think we'll stick our embellishment down next. So I'm just going to pop, again, a little bit of hot glue in places just to pop that sisal down. And again, use your tip of your glue gun rather than your finger so that you don't end up getting burned. And then again, with the wooden embellishment, definitely going to go with the hot glue on the back of there. It's brilliant for anything like this. So pop that one on top there, and that's going to be sort of our main focal image. So I'm just going to hold that in place for a second for that glue to dry. And then again, I've raided my stash of flowers. So I've got some pretty little flowers going on here that we're going to add. And these are just paper flowers. Okay, so that one's stuck down on there. And I've got a couple of leaves to go with it. So we're just going to start decorating now. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there.
There's lots of chat, by the way, just whilst you're sticking these in place, lots of chat on the socials about this already being called the demo of the show. I'm just putting it out there, just giving you information that I'm seeing. We've not even finished it yet. Wait till you see the finished
bit
project.
More to go, yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Just a couple more comments, just whilst you're sticking. Samantha has just said, Jan has changed my perspective on mixed media. She's shown that it doesn't have to be lumpy, bumpy and distressed to be beautiful. Appreciate you, Jan. And oh no, look who's commented. Bernie's in. Now, for those of you who missed our last show, well, I was accidentally calling Jan Bernie. So I knew you'd do this, Bernie. Hi, everyone. Ooh, it's Ben and Jan, says Bernie. I hope Ben has been behaving himself. Have I been behaving myself, Jan?
He has so far.
Yes.
So far. We'll go that far. I've had the right name. I was going to make a big badge and put it on here that said Jan on it, and I forgot, honestly.
I've got Jan all day for the rest of the day today and all day tomorrow as well, so hopefully I'll learn her name by the end of it. And then next weekend, I've got my first softer side show with Bernie, so guaranteed I'll probably get her name wrong. Bernie did say she was going to wear a badge as well, so we'll have to wait and see on that front.
Right.
Oh dear, you guys.
Again, I've got, this is out of the little box of gubbins again, Ben. I've got a little tiny bird cage embellishment there. So again, whatever you've got lying around, you know, you could recreate this with things that you've got in your stash. It doesn't have to be exactly the same product. So again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of hot glue on there, grab it with my tweezers, and then I'm just going to tuck that under the edge of the lace as if it's hanging from the lace there. Okay. And then what else have we got? I've got a little sentiment again. Those strips of sentiments that I've got, there are a whole sheet of them that I've got, and just cut them up to match. So again, I've popped a piece of red line on there, and that's going to go along here. So it says, believe in yourself. Okay.
Gorgeous.
And then I've got some little tiny die cut butterflies, and again, this is just a little die I've got in my stash, and I've literally just cut those out of some of the scraps of paper that were left over and added some pearls. So again, we're going to pop a couple of those, one on there. We're going to put one further down. We'll have one on the edge of the sentiment on there. And then I'm going to save the other one to go on the bottom. We're just going to decorate a little bit on that bottom piece. So this should be just about dry now. So I'm literally going to turn this round and stand it in here. And what I will say is, when you're painting your MDF, try not to get too much paint on those little tabs here at the bottom.
Yes.
So these two little lugs at the bottom of the piece here, try not to get too much paint on there, because they need to fit into the gap here, and if they get clogged up with paint, you'll find that it won't fit together properly. So just with your finger, rub any excess off, and you can see that it stands up there. So I just wanted to save a little bit, and I've got a couple of little flowers left that we're just going to pop along the bottom there. I've got a little leaf just to tie it in with what we've already got on there, so we'll pop that one. Not used to working upside down and back to front. I know our Sarah does it well. And we're going to pop, I've got another one to pop on there. And then we'll have that last little butterfly. Where did he go? He's flown away. Oh no.
Oh, where's he gone?
Where's he gone? I had a third
He's not
one.
underneath
Oh, he's here.
Oh, I got him.
Excuse me a second.
That's all right.
He's hobbied off downstairs. Right, I'm just going to put that last little butterfly there, a little bit of glue on there, and we'll sit that one on the there. Okie dokies. And you can see there the last thing, actually I'm just going to take that, just pull it out again for a second, because the last thing I've got, again out of my stash at home, is just pearl embellishments, and this is just a whole sheet of pearls. So what I wanted to do with those is just across the top there, I'm just going to put a set of 3 just to link in. And again, this is all about, you know, if you think we've got the book paper here and here, and we've got it in the centre, so you've got, you know, elements of it there. We've got the lace coming across the middle, but that's in line with the strips of paper, and again with the embellishment. Okay.
Absolutely brilliant. How many people, just as we're seeing these embellishments going, how many people are going to be trying this demo at home? How many people are going to be giving this a go? I absolutely love it. I have no sway in what is the demo of the show, but come on, are you kidding me?
And I think, you know, we could keep going, we could keep adding bits and pieces, but I don't want to go too much with it. So we'll pop it back in its stand there at the bottom. Okay, click it back in, and again, you've got a nice piece there just to show you mixed media sort of. This is probably more what people think of with mixed media.
Yeah.
But again, that could be a card front. You know, you could make a beautiful box to encase it in. It could be a scrapbook page. You know, the embellishment that I've put here could be a photograph. You know, so this is what I love about mixed media. You can translate it into whatever you're doing. You don't have to be a mixed media artist to do mixed media. A lot of you are probably doing it already without even thinking about it. And as I say, bring it into what you do. If you're a card maker, have a go with some of these products that we've put on the show for you and introduce them into your card making like we did at the beginning of the show. If you want to take it a stage further, have a look at some of the MDF products we've got on and think about making sort of more of a home decor piece like we've done now. This, if you didn't want to put it on the bottom of the plaque, you could have actually made it this way up with the little lugs at the top, and you could have put some ribbon behind here to have it as a hanging plaque rather than a base one. You know, so lots of different ways of doing things, but yes, that's very much my kind of style, that.
And I tell you what, it is, well, I mean, unbelievable. The comments which are coming in are amazing. So pretty, says Cindy. Jan, you are a fantastic teacher. I'll need to give this a go. Nefertiti is currently picking a drawer up off the floor. This is stunning, is the comment. And Kathy C just saying, that is beyond gorgeous. Saw these standing boards on the website and thought, nah, didn't need them. But now, rushes off to fill basket. Lol.
Thank you, guys.
And this is the thing. There's still goodies for you to buy on this show, but things are flying. If you want to get the MDF art board, the set of 4, 8x8 standing boards, $12.99 or $18.99. There are other MDF goodies on the website for you as well. But let's do the shopping list for you. If you want to be able to recreate that last demo. So the 8x8 standing MDF board, the set of 4, as you can see there, the actual boards and the stands to pop them in as well, $12.99, $18.99. The wooden frame is from the Rose Garden collection, the 7-piece collection where you get the frames and the corners to $7.19 or $8.95. Jan was also using the Cosmic Shimmer matte chalk polish in the baby pink. That I think is just about still available, $5.75 or $9.99. It is now limited stock, so grab that if you can. I mean, literally, the numbers are dwindling whilst I'm talking. Right, so the next items that we're going to show you, these are all sold out. The Heather has gone. Next up, the Blossom, gone. Next up, the Red Bronze, gone. Next up, I can't believe these sellouts. The Honeydew, sold out. Next up. Oh, we have still got some other goodies on the show. This is what we have still got available for you. So let's start with your matte chalk polish. Oh no, where are we starting? The gilding polish. No. Right, yeah, that's what I was right first time. So we're going to your matte chalk polishes. We do still have available the custard. What are we stock-wise on that? 50% of the stock of your matte chalk polish in the custard has gone. So if you want to grab that, it is still available. It is a case, really, of what we have got left. The Harbour Haze in the matte chalk, 50% of the stock of that is still available. $5.75 or $9.99. Next is, oh, that's gone. Next, the Pale Grey. 50% of the stock has gone, $5.75 or $9.99. Let me pop that out of the way. The Sky Blue, that is super limited stock. I'll tell you, we've got 4 more chances to buy on that. 4 more chances to buy. So it's going to be next 4 people get it and it's sold. That's going to sell out basically. $5.75 or $9.99. So that's all you've got available there. Let me hide that one away because that one's gone. Those have gone. I mean, seriously, this is, I've never seen a show obliterated quite like this. Right, okay. The texture pastes, the sparkle. So we've got 15% of the stock as well. Oh, at least we've got some of the sparkle texture paste still available. You can still shop for that. That's good news. $4.75 or $9.99. That's still available for you. We've not really touched on these a lot. It was the first demo, I think, wasn't there, earlier on? But other than that, we've not really touched on these too much. It might well be why these are still available for you, because everything else is sold out. The gunmetal, $4.75 or $9.99. 30% of the stock of your gunmetal has gone. Next up, the lilac blush, yeah, gorgeous. Not surprised to learn that half the stock of that has gone. $4.75 or $9.99. Next up is the Purple Paradise. Look at this. Let me just give that a little spin around for you there. Half of the stock of that gorgeous texture sparkle paste is gone. And then we've still got available for you your sea green. Half of the stock of that has also gone. $4.75 or $9.99 is the deal on that. So just going to get my bits and pieces in order that we have still got available. Something else which is still available and which has been very popular is the background stencil and focal stamp collection. This was on Cartload last night, and I think we've managed to roll over the deal here. So you're getting an unbelievable buy on this. Always popular. And as I say today, a great bite on it. So 56 elements in total. What I love about this, you've got your stencil, your focal stencil, and then you've got your stamps to go with it as well. So this stencil here is like your map of the world with all of the different continents, and then you've got the ability to kind of build it up with your gorgeous sentiments. I say it always, but I love that little stamp there with the compass. The ability to be able to build these up with those gorgeous stencils and the stamps as well. And you think about all of the materials that we've got on this show that you can use in conjunction with this kit. You saw this one a little bit earlier on, Make a Wish. This was, I think, on the first demo that Jan showed us a little bit earlier on. I think it was the first one, with the dandelion clock flower there. And then, of course, you've got the stamps to go with it too. That is included in this collection. You've then also got this glorious music and lyrics collection here. I love that stave that floats with the musical notes flying through. Music is what feelings sound like, and more of those gorgeous sentiments included there. This one here is your Happiness Blooms. Again, you've got that gorgeous sort of lattice trellis going there, more florals on there, beautiful sentiments included, and some more of your floral stamps there too. Then you're going to get, this is a massive bundle for £30, by the way, Life Happens. Love that sort of brick wall stencil. Then you've got your sort of cogs, a little bit steampunky, I think, with this one. And you've got things like life is what happens to you while you are making other plans. Then you're still going to get your Back to Nature, a bit more of an autumnal feel to this maybe, but you've got all the foliage there, you've got the bark detailing on the stencil with more of those glorious stamps. Happy birthday and enjoy your day. There's all this for 30 quid, are you kidding me? You're then going to you'll write your own story. I love this, those little letters, almost like they're just flying off the typewriter with the splats and the splodges of ink going on there, just for you. And you've also got sentiments including, because you're awesome. That's Jan. Because you're awesome, Jan. And then, is there more? Yeah, one more set. You've got, it's time. It's time. You then, again with this, sorry. You've got your gorgeous clocks there. I love this particular stencil here with the inner workings and all the cogs in there ticking away. And then some gorgeous sentiments included as well. The way we spend our time defines who we are. All of that today, you're saving $25.92 or $32.60, £30, $39. That is a perfect accompaniment to go with any of the mediums I think that you've brought on the show today. And I know loads of you who've already taken advantage of that deal, as I said, rolled over from Cartload last night. That was one of the most popular bundles. We've got 15 minutes to go. We're going to squeeze in another demo, but before we do that, let's do the lineup. So this is where you have the opportunity to vote for your demo of the show. The winning project will go onto our Crafty Walk of Fame just to my right here. And then on Second Chance Sunday at 7 UK time, you'll get to vote for your demo of the week and crown our Crafter of the Week. So, no, George, no. George is going, I think we know what the demo is already. No, I know, but George and Jan, you can't have a say or influence anybody. Let people make their own minds up. Jan, can you please go through all of your makes so far so we can see which one people want to vote for?
So we started off at the top of the show then with those beautiful chalk paints that you all seem to have loved, and kept it relatively simple, just a little bit of layering, just to show that you can use it in card making as well as doing those big projects. So that was number one. And then on the second one, we went to the gilding polish. All right, so we've got that gorgeous metallic gilding polish,
really
and
like
we
that
had
one.
those peel-offs sneak in there to make that relief, like a little bit like a stencil on that one. So that was number two.
Okay.
And then number three, we've just done the MDF plaque there with all those little bits and pieces, using those wooden frames that we've got on the show, and again, sort of that base with the MDF piece to just lock together there. So again, that was number three. Okay, and I have got a fourth one coming up, but I don't think that's going to make it into the lineup, is it? Because
No.
I can just see the time ticking away.
So 1, 2 or 3. George, stop saying that.
I
George
could
has
have done
gone-
with another hour, Ben.
I know, honestly, this 2 hours just felt like about 30 minutes. So vote for your... Wait there. Vote for your favourite. No, Georgina, come on. Join the gang. Georgina wants to tell you which one you should vote for. So here we go. Georgina, what is your favourite demo of the show?
Mine's 3, but vote for your favourite.
There you go, you see. Facebook or YouTube, vote for your favourite.
She's good at throwing her voice.
Oh, I
isn't
know,
she?
isn't she? I was going to say she's got a big mouth, but I won't say that. No, I didn't. Let's get on to the final demo whilst you're voting for your favourite. What can you squeeze in about 6 or 7 minutes? Jen?
Right, I'm going to talk you through some of it because there are some more products that I wanted to show you. So this is just a plain MDF coaster, which I happen to have lying around in my stash. Again, it could be a piece of cardboard, and if I was working with card stock, I'd maybe stick 2 or 3 pieces together. It would be better with mount board, something like that. Again, I've used that gesso, primer it, and as I say, I was going to layer it all up, but I'm going to talk you through where I've got to, and we're going to have a look at a gorgeous product called Crackle glaze. All right, and this actually makes the crackles on your paintwork a little bit, again, shabby looking, a bit as if your paint's peeling, but a great product. So again, we start off with that foundation layer, and then you apply some colour. So what I was going to do was just quickly apply... I've not used this one, so let me just quickly apply a little bit of colour on there. So I'm just spraying that sponge and take off most of the moisture on there. And then again, I just want to keep this quite neutral in the background for you, and literally pop, this is that gorgeous harbour haze.
Oh, yes.
And it really is just as if, when you've got the steam, where did steam come from? The mist over the harbour. So again, pop it on there and look how beautiful it goes on. Okay. All right, and I just want to quickly, and then I'm going to talk you through. It's got sort of like a grey, bluey tinge to it, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you would let that layer dry, okay? And then you need a paintbrush with your Crackle glaze, and you're going to paint the Crackle glaze onto your colour. Now this actually needs to be dry, so I'm not going to have time to do that, but I've got one that I did at home, okay? So you can see here, if I tip this into the light, can you see where I've gone across with my brush strokes? And nothing's happened yet. It's not crackled yet because we need to put another layer on top.
Oh, okay.
And it's the colour that you put on top that crackles. Okay, so when we actually pop this on here. So let me just get rid of that as much as I can off there. So the biggest tip I can give you, and the instructions are on the product, is where you can see I've gone across with my Crackle glaze. When I put the paint on, and again now, I need to go the opposite way. All right, so 2 things. Number 1 with your Crackle glaze is you need to try and get it on here as smooth as you can without actually giving it this. You don't want to be all over it. Touch it as little as possible,
yeah,
and drag it across your piece until you've got it covered, and then let that dry. And it probably takes a couple of hours for it to dry properly. And you can just see where it's been put on there. As I say, nothing's happening yet. But then the next layer, and I'll stick with that chalk one that we've got there, just because it's a lighter colour. So I'm just going to take a little bit out. And I did say at the top of the show that these were water-based. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on my mat there to use. And this works better if you've got a lighter colour, which is why I've gone dark here and then light over the top. I'm going to put a little bit of water in it. and then just mix it.
What did you put on that? Just a bit of water?
Just water,
Yeah.
just to dilute it a little bit. I want it to be more like a paint rather than a paste. It's a bit like a mousse in the jar, but I just want it to be a bit smoother like a paint. And then because my lines go across with the glaze,
Yes.
and again, I don't want too much going on here. It's going to be quite a smooth application. And we're just going to run it across, literally over the top. Try not to keep going back over it too much. It's just lifting a little bit of the ink underneath there. Okay, and I've got one that I've done, so I'll show you, because again, this takes a little while for the
Yes, I can
cracks
imagine.
to appear. It's one of those things that you have to do in stages. It's not an easy one to demonstrate, but again, you can just see it's starting to go in the corner
yes, the
here,
top left
look.
corner.
Yes, so the light, yeah, you can see it is actually working, look, it's separating the paint already. So try and keep it as light as possible and don't mess about with it too much, but you can see where it's actually, and what it does is there are different particles in the glaze, so it's actually pushing the paint about, and you can see where it's starting to crack it already. And if I bring the one in that I did this looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but once it's dried out, you can see here, just look at how you've got all this interesting texture going on where it's sort of pushed the paint particles and you've got that lovely sort of crackled effect going on. Now I did the whole coaster. You might just want to put a little bit round the edges and things like that, but I'm just really conscious now that we're running out of time.
We've got about 5 minutes left.
I know,
Where's
let me
the
just
time
move
gone,
that
Jan?
to one side, because I don't know whether I'm going to get this one finished or not. So I'm going to put that into the water because it's, again, everything is water based. And what I might have to just build this one up and not stick everything together. What I was going to do, all right, again, I want to just show you these before we actually go. These are on the website as well.
Oh, the little characters.
And we've got some gorgeous little MDF characters, and I think there's 6 different characters in here. There's a little dog and a cat in there. There's a fox. There's a little bunny.
Elephant.
We've got the little elephant, and I think there's an owl in there as
correct.
well. So I've just taken the elephant out here. And I was going to paint him with you on the show, but as I say, we're running out of time. So again, out of the stash at home, I've got some cheesecloth. So these are all bits and pieces that I have in my mixed media stash. And the idea that we was going to put this on here, and I was going to paint him with one of the chalk paints, and then I was going to come back in with my texture paste again and stencil over the top of him. All right, so you've got him there. And then literally I'd got a piece, in fact he was coming on this side. I've got just some beads to put up at the bottom there. And then I'd actually printed off some lettering, just using one of my alphabet dies. And all I'm going to do...
Just a quick question on the Crackle glaze.
Yeah.
Linda wants to know, could you use Crackle glaze with watercolour paint?
Crackle glaze with watercolour paints. I think you probably would be better with an acrylic substance. Right. The watercolour, I think, would be too loose. It would be too liquidy. It needs to have a little bit of substance to it, yeah. So all I was going to do here, and I've gone for a nice short name so that we could fit it on the little coaster. We're just going to go with the name Ava there. And then again, you know, it could be a little door plaque. And I do feel as if I've sort of sold you short because we've not been able to decorate the little elephant there. But he was going to be done in one of the chalk paints to make him that chalky finish. And then I'd got my stencils out and I was going to actually bring some of that lovely gunmetal texture paste over him on the stencil, was the plan. Amazing. So I might have to save him for another show because I think there will be more shows.
Will you be able to finish and post at some point?
I could finish it off, and then post it on the on my page,
Yeah, if Jan gets time, because of course she's back with me in just a bit with Colour Me Happy, and then we're doing all the shows together tomorrow as well, so it might not be today or tomorrow, but I
will take him home and I'll see if I can get it finished at home for you.
Well, what a show. We need to announce the winner of the show, the demo of the show. Unbelievable, says Yvonne on Facebook. Jan is my superhero.
Thank you.
Kathy says, it's been amazing, this show. So many great new ideas. Thanks, Jan, for all your top tips. Therese Milne on YouTube is saying, amazing show and techniques. Amazing show. Huge, huge Thanks. We've had I mean, honestly, we've enjoyed this. I think all of us have enjoyed the show. And no producer Georgina keeps going, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I've just been watching this show. I feel like I've just enjoyed. I mean, it's just been such a great show. You have done some work, George. You've been keeping the good ship craft sailing, which is always good. Let's announce the winner then of the demo of the show.
Ooh,
it was a highly contested affair. The winner, number 2. Not really, number 3. Oh, look at Jan's face.
I did think it would be, I must admit.
Yeah,
so,
won by a landslide.
Yeah, I wanted to sort of move to this level, just for those of you out there that do like, that have maybe already had a dabble in mixed media. So I wanted to do something, that was a little bit more, maybe what people tend to think of as mixed media. But part of my job was to show you that it can just be as simple as mixing your mediums on a card. If that's the level that you're at, have a play, build up those layers and see what you can make with it. And don't forget, if you have a go, send me your pictures so that I can see what you've been playing with.
Absolutely. And as always with these shows, if you have just joined us, if you've missed anything over the course of the last couple of hours, you can catch up. Best thing to do, I think, is if you go to YouTube, you need to subscribe. And if you haven't yet subscribed, this is the reason that you do subscribe, because then you get notifications and you have the ability on YouTube to be able to kind of pick your own favourite shows and make your own little playlist. And also, the great thing that we've got all the different shows here, of course, means that you can search for specific shows. You can search for masterclasses, you can search for craft alongs, make your own little playlist, and then kind of watch them at your leisure, which is absolutely brilliant. Just to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us on this show. Thank you for all your lovely comments. And also, thanks for shopping with us. You'll enjoy these new products. Absolutely, you will. And if you have got any products in your basket right now, you don't need me to tell you that you need to check out your baskets, because you've seen for yourself exactly what's been going on over the last 2 hours. More products from Cosmic Shimmer coming up later on, because Jan and I are back in 2 hours' time with a Friday edition of Colour Me Happy. I don't know why I said that, it's always on a Friday. With Colour Me Happy. Jan, thank you so much.
You are welcome. I've loved every minute of it, and I'm just so glad that you guys are loving the new products that we brought for you today.
Hey, enjoy them, and we will see you back here for Colour Me Happy in just a couple of hours. Bye for now.